Already Dodge This is up one player with what looks like 10 versus 9 for Squirtle Squad. Here we go. And they're off. Players making their way to the line. Squirtle Squad takes advantage. Tags up. Hits one of their own players. Looks like no connections. Everybody's still in. Sizing up their opponents. Players on the right get ready to give a barrage. Some furious throws, and still nothing's connected. All right, one player out on the left. And the ref calls a whistle. Player stepped out over the line. Gameplay continues. Deflection into the crowd.
Good job. Good job. Hands on the swivel up there.
Lots of balls lying loose across the line there. Squirtle Squad takes advantage and grabs one from across the line. Throw and a miss, throw and a miss. Everybody's just getting warmed up. Nice deflection by Buster, 28 on the right. Oh, and he's out on the right. Dodge This is down to just 5 players. Well, Squirtle Squad's still coming in strong with almost 8 on the field. Still, it's anybody's game. Ref blows his whistle. Dodge This is down to 3 players versus a numerically superior enemy on the right here. Squirtle Squad taking their time, sizing up the opponent. Down to just 2 left for Dodge This. Down to 1. Squirtle Squad makes a good connection into Dodge This's shins. You can feel the energy in the audience. Crowd's really getting into it. Right now he needs to focus on precision. Pick off the enemies one by one. He could still make a comeback. There's one out. One versus 6. The odds aren't looking good. Nice deflection and a catch, and he's out. Squirtle Squad wins the round. Teams will now switch sides of the court to eliminate any home field advantage. Dodge This has got to play a lot harder this time if they want to make a comeback. There they go. 2 out on Squirtle Squad. 1 out on Dodge This right off the whistle. Tried to catch it over here on Squirrel Squad and missed, so he's out. Oh, a 3-hit combo takes Tapusoa out of the game. Squirtle Squad gets tagged out. Down to 3, down to 2. Dodge This making a furious comeback. Just a reminder for our viewers at home, if a player successfully catches a ball, one of their teammates has to come back in. Nice deflection by Squirtle Squad. Dodge This has more numbers, but they don't have any of the ammo. Sizing up their opponents, making them dance. It's a good strategy by Squirtle Squad is to take all the ammo and aim it at one person. It makes it harder to dodge it. Down to 2 on Squirtle Squad. Versus 5 on Dodge This. All but one of the balls are here in the hands of Squirtle Squad now. Won't matter much if they can't make a connection. Oh, Dodge This catches the ball, tagging out a Squirtle Squad player and bringing one of their own back. We're down 1 versus 6. Our last remaining player on Squirtle Squad playing pretty ferociously. Keeps aiming for the backboard. Players might wonder why. If they make a basket, they call it a money ball, and all of their team gets to come back in. Tagged player out, 30 seconds left in the round. 1 minute. Nice deflection. Oh, and a catch by Squirtle Squad. Brings them back into the game. 2 versus 2. 2 versus 3. And he misses, squanders his opportunity. Squirtle Squad is holding his own right now. 1 versus 2. Nice deflection. And he tags him out with a hard hit to the chest. Tried to catch it, but just couldn't quite do it. With that, Dodge This is back in the game, 1-1. All right, we're back. Our players have resumed opposite sides of the court once again. This is round 3 of match 1. Dodge This versus Squirtle Squad in the East Gym. Whoever wins this round will win the match. You can feel the tension in the air as players come to the realization that they need to fight or die in this most dire of moments within the game. Can't leave anything out. They got to bring it all if they want to win. And they're off. Players tagged out on both sides of the court. Pretty ferocious dash for the line. Several balls still sitting on the line. Squirtle Squad's tagged out the player with the pink socks on the left. Thought he had a good deflection, but the ref decided otherwise. Seven versus 8 right now. 6 versus 8. Players dropping like flies on both sides. A furious flurry of dodgeballs flying through the air. Players on the right sizing up the opportunity with a firing squad attack. Fails to connect with anyone. And Buster 28 is tagged out on the right, evening up the odds just a little bit. Seven versus 4, still anybody's game. Tension is beginning to rise. Players on the right taking their time, sizing up their opponents, trying the firing squad once again. Again, failing to connect. Three versus 8. Dodge this, holding their own. And this the final round of match 1 in the East Gym. Dodge this down to 2 players. Squirtle Squad holding strong at 7. Players exchanging blows back and forth, nobody connecting. Down to 1 player left for Dodge this. Nice deflection. And he's out. Oh, we were at 2. Looks like Squirtle Squad takes the match. And they'll move on. Teams are lining up now for a show of good sportsmanship. In the meanwhile, our next match will get ready to take the stage. All right, friends, we're back for the Spanish Fork Recreation Thanksgiving Dodgeball Tournament. We just finished up match 1. We're coming into match 2, Dodge Fathers versus the Seths. All right, here we go. Who's going to get to the line first? And off they go. Several players keeping hold of a ball. We got 1 out on the left, 1 out on the right. Nice catch by a player on the left. And another catch by the team on the left. That's 3 out in a row for the team on the right. And another one drops on the right, down to 3 versus almost the entire team on the left. And a catch by a player on the right brings 1 back in, evening up the odds once again. And a player out on the right. Tried to catch it, didn't quite get it. Some of our players can really get those balls zinging. We've got some professional athletes out here. Train all year to come play this game, representing their families, their friends, and their communities. Nothing quite as honorable as playing dodgeball. Had a fake out throw, wasn't able to connect. We're down to 2 here on the right. Players on the left starting to get overconfident about their odds. We've seen people come back from 1-on-6 situations and still win the game, so it's really anybody's game. Oh, I spoke too soon. 1 versus everyone. Nice deflection by our sole remaining player on the right. And player on the left catches it, and he's out. All right, round 1 goes to the team on the left. Round 2 of match 2. Dodge Fathers versus the Seths. They're getting ready. Our team on the right last time fell to the team on the left. Oh, excuse me, the other way around. Here we go. Players getting tagged out on both sides right off the line. 2 out on the left and 1 out on the right. Went for the catch and didn't quite make it. Players on the right have most of the ammunition, sizing up their opponents. Another tries to catch and still misses. Now all the ammunition is back on the left. Team on the right gets 1 tagged out. And a ball flies off into the audience. Those are some of the risks you face when you come to spectate at a game like Dodgeball. And the player on the left is out. It's almost like he stood there waiting for it. Player on the right catches the ball, bringing a teammate back into play. One right after the other, 2 in a row. Only 2 left on the left, facing off against a numerically superior enemy on the right. Down to 1. Some great deflections. Goes for the basket and misses. And tags himself out. Exactly what happened to their team last time. All right, that was a quick round. Team on the right takes 2 in a row to win the match. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back coming into round 3 of the Spanish Fork Recreation Thanksgiving Dodgeball Tournament, brought to you by the Pizza Factory. Up next, we have Don't Stop on the right and the Swolgers on the left. Last round, the Seths cinched the win, back-to-back wins over the Dodge Fathers. Up next, Don't Stop and the Swolgers. Let's see who takes the gold. Refs are getting ready to start the game, giving out some last-minute advice to our players. For those of us watching at home, each match consists of up to 3 rounds, possibly more if there's a tie. It's best of 3. And the players are off to the line with more of the Swolgers picking up ammunition right off the line, but only managed to tag out 1 player from Don't Stop. You may remember some of these teams from last year. Pretty sure Swolgers were here. Managed to tag out 2 players on the Swolgers. Don't Stop drops a player. Still early in the match. Players on both sides sizing each other up, looking for any sign of weakness in the opposing team's impenetrable defense. If a ball connects with anything other than a person before it hits them, if it bounces off the wall or bounces off the floor, it's no longer a live ball. So if it hits the floor or wall before it hits somebody else, or if it hits another dodgeball, it doesn't matter if it hits the player, they're still in. Players on the right have dwindled significantly. 3 versus pretty much everybody. Once again on the right, we have Don't Stop versus Swolgers on the left. Our team on the right, plucky and unintimidated by the vast army of enemy soldiers. Swolgers on the left, unable to connect with any of the 3 players on the right. As a note, if a player gets hit in the head, I believe it doesn't count, which is what our refs were just discussing just now. Still 3 versus everybody. Players on the right sizing up their options. Looks like they're going to strategically attack 1 or 2 players at the same time with a barrage of dodgeball fire. It's a Good strategy, but it fails to pay off as none of the dodgeballs are able to connect with their opponents. Soldiers returning fire furiously. And we're down to 1. One minute on the clock. And Don't Stop is knocked out of the... Soldiers clinch the win for round 1 of match 3. All right, we're back. The teams have swapped sides. Soldiers took the win that first time. Don't Stop is now on the left. Soldiers are on the right. Teams are ready, and it's a mad dash for the line. Player tagged out on the left. Doesn't seem too happy about it. Most of the ammo is on the left. And now it's on the right. Man, that dodgeball had some heat on it. This player on the right's got quite the arm. And player on the right catches the ball. So the guy that threw the ball is out, and then he got hit by a dodgeball, adding insult to injury. A flurry of dodgeballs flies across to the right and fails to connect with anybody, as our players on the right dance expertly around the incoming barrage of dodgeballs. Quite the twist in the air by the player holding the purple ball. Players on the left dropping like flies as players on the right press their advantage. And we're down to 2 versus pretty much everybody. Barrage after barrage. And that's the round. Ref makes a call, says the player's out. And that's the match, with Soldiers winning 2 in a row. All right, we're back for the Spanish Fork Recreation Thanksgiving Dodgeball Tournament. Coming into match 4. Hit Squad on the left versus Dodge Fathers on the right. Might remember Dodge Fathers from a few matches ago where they were unable to topple the Seths in round 2. Now's their chance for redemption. Some of you watching might remember Hit Squad from last year. Some excellent players. It's nice to see them returning to the sport. They might have their work cut out for them this match, as Dodge Fathers really have something to prove this time around if they want to stay in the tournament. Ref's getting ready to start the match. And off we go. Only one player from the Hit Squad makes his way to the line. He's able to tag a player out, but gets tagged out himself. Players on the left with a furious barrage of dodgeballs, unable to tag out anybody on the right. Hit Squad does just that and knocks out a player on the right. Nope. Ref calls a hold to the action as a wild child makes their way onto the court. All right, we're back into the game. Oh, and he catches it on the right. Hit Squad loses a player. Despite his best dance moves, he's unable to fancy footwork his way out of the way of the ball and gets tagged out. Oh, ref makes a call and says it was dead before he hit him. He's still in. Hit squad with a nice deflection. Dodge Fathers really starting to feel the pressure. 4 versus most everybody on the left. They know they've got to fight hard if they want to stay in this tournament. Are they up to the task? Only time will tell. Another player on the right drops out as he gets a ball in the foot. A tale as old as time, just like the mighty Achilles. Two versus 5, now 2 versus 4. Dodge Fathers making a slight comeback, whittling down the opponent's numbers. Now we're down versus 1 versus 4. Ref calls it a good hit. 1 minute left for our last player for the Dodge Fathers. Looks like he'll take the opportunity to try to make a basket. If he sinks the basket, he gets his whole team back in. Refs call it a good hit, and round 1, match 4 goes to the hit squad. Match 4, round 2. Hit squad took round 1. If they're able to get the next win, then they'll go on. If not, we'll go into round 3. Players have swapped sides as per usual. We've got our guest referee in the middle of the court lining up dodgeballs. Hit squad on the right, Dodge Fathers on the left. Dodge Fathers really feeling the pressure now. One player from the hit squad makes his way to the line, unable to connect with anybody. Dodge Fathers fail to press their advantage. All players still in after the whistle. Dodge Fathers knocks a player on the hit squad out. And another one on the hit squad drops out. Dodge Fathers seem to be coming back with some renewed fury, knowing that this is their last chance. A lull in the action as opponents size each other up, trying to come up with some sort of strategy. Dodge Fathers with a guest player from Squirtle Squad, unable to stay in the game. Excuse me, hit squad. Five players left for Dodge Fathers versus 7 for Hit Squad. Boom, boom. You can hear the sound of those balls hitting the wall echoing throughout the auditorium. And you know there's some pepper on those things. Four versus 7, now down to 4 versus 6. Dodge Fathers giving it their all to stay in the game. Evening out the odds, Dodge Fathers brings Hit Squad's numbers down to 5. And the ref makes a call. Our teams are evenly matched. 4 versus 4. Hit Squad's got to keep up the pressure. They can't get lazy after winning the first round of the match. Players on the right fail to connect with anybody on the left. Now our players on the left have almost all of the ammunition. Can they press their advantage and put it to good use? All of their dodgeballs failed to connect, but most of them bounced back across. Dodgefathers managed to take out a bystander standing in the doorway, but failed to knock out any of the enemy players. Hit squad down to 3 versus Dodgefathers 4. Hit squad now down to 2. They're really starting to feel the pressure. Dodgefathers may be able to make this comeback. This is the kind of competitive comeback that they make movies about. These players could go down in history if they're able to cinch this. The ref's making a tough call. We're now down 1 versus 4. She goes for the basket. Misses. Got to keep her wits about her. She's certainly nimble. And she takes one in the belly. All right, Dodgefathers evens up the score, 1 versus 1. Players will swap back over and we'll come back for round 3. All right, we're back. Here we go for round 3 of match 4. Hit squad versus Dodgefathers. Each team has taken 1 win so far. Coming back for the best out of 3 to see who's going to move on to the next round in the bracket. Both of our teams really playing hard this time around. Players dropping out, players left and right. Ref getting praised for his astute and keen eye for detail and his tendency to make great calls. Dodgeball zinging in from the left, dodgeball zinging in from the right. Players dropping like crazy on both sides of the field. But it's still a pretty evenly matched round. Two players out on the right. Hit squad keen to take advantage of that play. Goes for the catch and misses, dropping out. We're down to 4 players left on the hit squad versus 4 players left for Dodgefathers. Now down to 3. Oh, fails to turn around in time to make the catch. We're down to 1 for the hit squad versus 3 for Dodgefathers. Comes fully stocked with a wide array of dodgeballs, and he's out. Calls it a headshot. Not a valid impact. He's still in. The one time you can count yourself lucky to get hit in the head with a ball. 1 minute left on the clock. If he can two versus 1. Goes for the basket and misses. And we're down to sudden death. Oh! Didn't matter. It was after the time. Judges are making a call. I think we're into sudden death. The time ran out on the play before Dodgefathers made the connecting hit, so he was still in after the timer. You can tell that the audience is super stoked about it. Sounds like a herd of cattle coming through. This is something that we rarely see here at Dodgeball, is a sudden death round to determine the winner. Refs are elaborating the rules to the players on each side. Each player gets the same amount of dodgeballs on either side. It's 1 versus 1 to determine who's number 1. And they're in. Oh, and Hit Squad presses their advantage to take the win over Dodge Fathers. That's what we were all here to see, ladies and gentlemen. Some seriously intense dodgeball action. Hit Squad takes the win in round 4. All right, we're back for match 5 of the Spanish Fork Rec Thanksgiving Dodgeball Tournament. Here on the right, we've got Throbo Cops versus Horsley on the left. Both teams in peak physical condition. Both teams chomping at the bit. Horsley perhaps more than others, to get their hands on these dodgeballs and lay some furious pain on their opponents. Player on the right is out as he falls gracefully across the center line. The refs give people a little bit of leeway on that first run up to the line, but if you step over it after, you're out. A few players on the right already tagged out. Horsley on the left, holding their own. Throbo Cops on the right is already down to 4 players. Horsley still almost at full strength, down a mere 2 dodgeballers. Throbo Cops don't seem worried. Carefully sizing up their opponents to press any tactical advantage. Player on the right almost takes out a spectating judge on the right. All right, we're down to 1. 1 player casually dodging around the balls thrown her way, making it look like nothing, like it's super easy, barely an inconvenience. Just dancing around the incoming dodgeballs. Players on the left working together to score some ammunition from across the line. Our sole remaining player on the right makes it look like it's all the work, all a day's work. But her casual indifference isn't enough to save the day. Horsley takes round 1 of match 5, and their players will swap sides. All right, we're back. Match 5. Horsley took round 1 versus the Throbo Cops. Throbo Cops now on the left, Horsley on the right. Horsley presses their advantage to the line and is able to retrieve most of the dodgeballs, already knocking out 2 of the opposing players. Throbo Cops on the left, eager to get their hands on some of this ammunition and return the beating that was given to them last round. Judges calling a whistle on both sides for a player that got hit in the foot. Stepped out of bounds, it sounds like. Throbo Cops down to 1. Refs are calling a hold on the game. And they're saying she's out. That's the match, folks, that quick. Horsley cinches 2 wins in a row to knock Throbo Cops right out of the game. All right, we'll be back with more hot dodgeball action. All right, we're back for match 6 of the Spanish Fork Recreation Thanksgiving Dodgeball Tournament, brought to you by the Pizza Factory. On the left, we have the human targets, and on the right, you might recognize Squirtle Squad, our winners of round 1, returning for another match. Players take to the line, dropping out several players from the left. Squirtle Squad presses their advantage. to take an early lead in match 6. Squirtle Squad manages to catch the ball, knocking out a player from Human Targets. Thus far, Human Targets seem to be living up to their name, with 4 or 5 of their players already knocked out of the match. Squirtle Squad standing strong at 10. Ref makes a call and tags a player out, so now it's a 9 versus 4. Nine versus 3, goes for the deflection and doesn't quite make it. Players on Squirtle Squad trying desperately. Takes a chin hit on Squirtle Squad, so he's still in the game. Players are dropping fast on the Human Targets. Now we're down 1. Oh. Ref calls it a dead ball. She's still in. Oh, nope, he calls her out. Now we're down 1 versus 8. Squirtle Squad knocks him out and takes round 1 of match 6. All right, we're back. Round 2, match 6. Human Targets versus Squirtle Squad. Squirtle Squad now on the left side of your screen and Human Targets on the right. Squirtle Squad managed to win round 1 of the match. Human Targets played hard and they played fair. But they weren't quite able to live up to the Squirtle Squad. Squirtle Squad's got most of the ammunition off of the whistle. Knocks a player out with a backhand throw. Human Targets desperate to make a comeback this round so they can stay in the competition. Right now we're 6 on the right versus 9 on the left. Incredible display of athletic prowess by our player in the gray shirt on the Human Targets as he dips, dodges, and dives under and around the dodgeball's thrown his way. Audience really got into that display there. Judges put a pause on the action, and now we're back into it. 5 versus 7. Human Targets really need to play hard if they want to make a comeback. Squirtle Squad makes a catch and brings the player back in. Human Targets living up to their name a little too well as they continue to drop under the heavy barrage of fire from the Squirtle Squad. Four versus 7. Squirtle Squad with the advantage. You see these players on both sides employ multiple techniques for throwing the ball. Underhand, overhand, backhand. Do whatever it takes to knock out your opponent. Down to just 2 left, 1 left on the Human Targets versus 5 for Squirtle Squad. When it drops down to 1 player left on a team, we go into 1 minute on the clock. All right, Squirtle Squad takes the win over Human Targets to win round 6. All right, we're back for match 7 of the Spanish Fork Rec Thanksgiving Dodgeball Tournament, brought to you by the Pizza Factory. We're looking at 2 of our teams that we've seen before. This time it's Don't Stop versus Horsley, with Don't Stop on the right, Horsley on the left. Players make a furious dash for the line. Horsley loses 1 on the whistle. Horsley also has most of the ammunition right now. If you're wondering, there's 8 total dodgeballs in play at any given time. Players on the right holding their own with a nice deflection. One of them takes a dodgeball in the shins and he's out. 2 of them are out on the right. Ref calls him out and he comes to the wrong side of the court. All right, we're back into the action. Horsley on the left with a massive blast of dodgeballs. Fails to connect. Excellent Spider-Man jump for the player in the purple shirt. It's a little known fact that in order to be a competitive dodgeball player, you have to be an adept gymnast to be able to move with as much grace as necessary for these players to compete at this level. We're down to just 4 players left on the right. Versus most of the team for the Horsley. Horsley managed to win the last round they played in. And Don't Stop did not. And Don't Stop once again is down a round. Horsley wins round 1 of match 7. All right, we're back. Match 7, round 2. Don't Stop versus Horsley. Horsley managed to take round 1. Horsley also managed to win the last match they were in. You can tell these guys have been practicing their 5 Ds of dodgeball. As a reminder, those are dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. You really got to practice those fundamentals if you want to come out on top in a game as intensely competitive as professional dodgeball. Already both teams down 3 players on each side. Evenly matched, it's still anybody's game. Don't Stop on the left really needs to play hard if they want to make a comeback. Ref makes a call and the player is welcomed back onto the field. Fancy footwork by the player on the left isn't enough to save him as he's tagged out right after. Horsley on the right won the round. It's too soon to say whether they can win the match. Don't Stop still got some fight in them. You can feel the desperation is starting to creep in, fueling their arm cannons as they lob these balls across the field. Down to 4 players for Don't Stop. Versus 7 for Horsley. Now down to 6. Don't Stop making a statement. They're not going to make it that easy. Lull in the action as the teams size each other up, looking for any weakness in their opponent's armor. Horsley's got a player out. The dodgeball bounces off into the audience to strike some unsuspecting spectator. Just 4 players left on the left. Just 4 players right on the right. Dodgeball's flying both ways. Failing to connect, and we get a catch by the player on the right. Knocks the player out on the left. Player on the left gets hit in the head, so he gets to stay in. Although, I'm not sure if it's much consolation if he's so dizzy from being smacked in the face that he can't see anymore. We're up to 6 versus 4. Horsley with the advantage in numbers. Can they capitalize on that? Don't stop. Offering up a severe beating, knocking another player out on the right. It's now down 5-1. Horsley's got the superior numbers advantage. 1 minute on the clock. 1 player left for Don't Stop. Drops to him out and gets hit in return. Horsley takes the win for match 7. All right, we are back for match 8 of the Spanish Fork Recreation Thanksgiving Dodgeball Tournament, sponsored by the Pizza Factory here in Spanish Fork. Coming into match 8, we've got Dodge Fathers returning on the right side versus a team we haven't seen on this court yet, Super Duper on the left. Several members of the audience making their way out to take early advantage of all the great deals on concessions. Teams are off to the line. Players from the left fail to connect with anybody. 1 player on the left gets knocked out. Just a reminder, we have Super Duper on the left and Dodge Fathers on the right. We saw Dodge Fathers earlier in round 2 when they failed to topple the Giants, known as the Seths. Vicious exchange of dodgeballs back and forth as players blast each other back and forth, knocking players out on both sides of the court. Player on the left goes for the catch, isn't quite able to hold on to it. And then another player on the left catches 2 in a row for a double play, knocking 2 players on the right out. Super Duper so far living up to their name, knocking down Dodge Fathers to just 3 opponents in the first minute of gameplay. It's 8 versus 3, but it could still go either way. Players on the right taking the opportunity to gather up as many of the dodgeballs as they can, limiting the team on the left's ability to knock them out of play. It's a bold strategy that didn't seem to work, as Dodge Fathers are now down to 1. Gives us 1 minute on the clock. 1 versus 7. Jumps, deflects the ball, and then takes one in the back. That is some serious dodgeball action. All right, Super Duper takes round 1 of match 8. All right, refs giving some last-minute advice to our teams. We're back for round 2 of match 8, Dodge Fathers versus Super Duper. Dodge Fathers on the left. Only 1 team member makes his way to the line with an excellent toss. Tags a member of the opposing team out of the game. If you're just joining us, Super Duper took round 1 of match 8. Dodge Fathers need to fight with everything they've got to stay in this tournament. Dodge Fathers gives a member of Super Duper a hit in the head. Teams are evenly matched with 4 players out on each side. Dodge Fathers dropping quickly down to 3, down to 2. Those players on the opposing team call them out. Down to 1 and catches it to stay in. Brings another player back in. Excellent play. If he'd missed it, he would have been out and they would have lost the round. Ref calls him out. Ref calls him out, but the entering player gets to stay in. Ticks his fingers, player on the right's out. 1 versus 4. Oh, he tries his high jump and misses it, knocks the player out. Super Duper takes the match. Super Duper wins over the Dodge Fathers for round 8. All right, we are back for match 9. Hit Squad on the left versus the Seths on the right. Both of these teams have won a round within the competition so far, so it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top this time. 1 player out on the Seths, 1 player out for the Hit Squad. Hit Squad are definitely seasoned professionals coming back from last year, perhaps the year before. But indeed, all of our dodgeballers are professional athletes training for years on end to come and compete in this competition. Many of them play other sports as well, such as baseball, softball, Call of Duty, but none of them can compare in the glory that these players feel competing in this dodgeball tournament. They know that only one team will walk away with that coveted gold t-shirt. Hit Squad's got the numerically superior advantage. 7 versus 5 players on the right. The Seths aren't going to make it easy, though, as they begin to return fire against the Hit Squad. Player for the Seths is totally caught off guard as he's tagged in the chest with his attention elsewhere. Bringing it down to 3 players on the right versus 6 on the left. Some of these dodgeballs impacting into the wall with such force you can feel it shake through the floor of the auditorium. Definitely don't want to be on the receiving end of those shoulder cannons. Still 6 versus 3. So our remaining Seths size up their opponents. Gets hit in the head and gets to stay in. Hit before that tags out another player, evening up the score to 3 versus 5. Headshots are just a risk you take when you play such a competitive and dangerous sport. All of these players gladly willing to take the risk. serious firing squad barrage. Knocks a player out on the right. 2 players out, leaving 1 versus 5. Now 1 versus 4. Our player on the Seths knocks it down to 3. He's got quite an arm on him. 3 ladies of the hit squad versus 1 guy from the Seths. Who will triumph? Two versus 1. Players from the hit squad grabbing up those dodgeballs. Can they beat the clock? Oh, and he fails to make the catch. Hit squad knocks out the Seths to take round 1 of match 9. All right, we're back for round 2 of match 9. Hit squad versus the Seths. Hit squad took the first round. They're on the right side of the court now with the Seths on the left. Players taking early advantage of the balls on the line to try to knock out players right off the bat. Much like chess, these players have to utilize an intense thought process to bring out the best strategy that they can to fight their opponents. Unlike chess, strategy doesn't really matter when the dodgeballs start flying. Player on the hit squad gets tagged out by an expert throw from a player on the left, who in turn is tagged out himself. Constant back and forth, always an even trade here in dodgeball. Players from the Seths practically giving their dodgeballs back to the hit squad, failing to connect in any meaningful way. Except for right there, knocking the player right out. Hit squad down to just 6 players versus 7 for the Seths. Hit squad won round 1 of this match. Remains to be seen if the Seths can make it back. Player from the Seths takes a dodgeball to the chest and is tagged out. And the other one is tagged out with a shot to the knee. Hit squad gets a player knocked out, but manages to catch the ball and bring another player back in, leaving them at 4 versus Seths 3. Player on the hit squad is out for crossing the center line. The Seths down to just 2 players, now down to 1. Catches the ball to bring a player back in. It's now 2 versus 3. Still anybody's game. The audience liked that. Now we're down 2-2. Players for the Seths working together, passing out the ammunition to maximize their efforts and their opportunities to knock out the opposing team. Still evenly matched 2-2. Ladies of the hit squad versus the fellas of the Seths. You have to wonder with a name like the Seths, are they all named Seth? Hit squad gets a nice deflection to stay in the game. Oh. Judge calls it out. We're 1 versus 2. Nice deflection. Puts some pepper on it, but doesn't connect. 1 remaining player for the hit squad. If the hit squad wins this round, we'll come back for round 3. If they don't, or excuse me, if the Seths win this round, we'll come back for round 3. If they don't, the hit squad will move on. If the 30 seconds left. And the hit squad's not able to clinch it. The Seths take round 2, meaning we'll come back for round 3 of match 9. All right, we're back for round 3 of match 9. Hit squad versus the Seths. Hit squad on the left, the Seths on the right. Each of these teams has taken 1 round, meaning this is a tie-breaking round to see who moves on in the bracket. Hit squad put up a furious defense, whittling it down to 1 versus 2, but the Seths were able to cinch the win. Players on both sides thinking long and hard about what they need to do to knock their opponents out. Dodgeball's flying in furiously from the right to knock out 1 player from the hit squad. Hit squad returns in kind, knocking out a player from the Seths. And the Seths have a catch, bringing a player back in. 2 catches in a row, meaning they remain at full strength. Hit squad gets a catch back on the left and knocks a player right back out. Hit squad gets another player knocked out. We catch a ball under the camera. Hit squad down to 6 versus the Seths 9. Seths get a catch. It's tagged out for some reason. I didn't see quite why. Judge makes a tough call. 3 players remaining on the hit squad. The Seths making a short work out of their opponents. Now we're down to 2 versus 7. Most of the dodgeballs, however, are on the hit squad side. They called her out. She's not happy about it. Well, we're down to 1. 1 versus 7. She's definitely got her work cut out for her. Can she rise to the occasion? Shoots for the basket. Unfortunately, she's returning all the ammo at the same time, making things that much more difficult for herself. It's a calculated risk. And if you sink that basket, it can pay off big time, bringing your whole team back from the edge of destruction. Catches it on the rebound. And the Seths tag her out, giving Seth 2 wins, meaning the Seths win the match over hit squad for round 9. Well played, furious dodgeball action. All right, we are back for match 10, the Spanish Fork Recreation Thanksgiving Dodgeball Tournament, brought to you by the Pizza Factory. We have Human Targets on the left versus Tokos on the right. First time we've seen Tokos here in the East Gym. No doubt they've been playing and fighting hard in the West Gym. We did see Human Targets earlier in the evening when they faced off against the Squirtle squad in round 6. Human Targets seemed to live up to their name a little too well last time. Let's see if they can learn from their mistakes and come out as the victors this go-round. Looks like Human Targets has 9 versus 10 players on the Tokos squad. Refs are back in the court, counting up the teams and getting ready to begin the match. We're getting ready to go, and there's the whistle. Players from the right take advantage and get most of the balls. Player on the left gets tagged out, and a player on the left tags out a player on the right. Tokos seem to have quite a rotation lined up. Extra players waiting in the wings. I believe you can't have more than 10 at any point. Dodgeball gets bounced off into the audience with a little bit of love for one of the players' wives. Tokos knocking out a player on the left. Human Targets fighting back. Not quite able to make the connection. You instinctually want to reach out to grab the ball, but sometimes that can be a detriment. If you're not confident you're going to catch it or it slips through your fingers, you're still going to be out. Players on the right and players on the left getting knocked out. Tokos with 7 remaining on the field. 6 for Human Targets. Human Targets started with a 1-person disadvantage in numbers, but they've quickly whittled down the opposing team to a more manageable size. Mo, number 32, gets knocked out. Got a catch from a player on the left, brings the team member back in, and knocks 2 players out on the team on the right. That quick, we're 4 versus 6. Expert dodge as he rolls across the floor. I hope we caught that one. That was great. Tries to catch on the right and misses. Tokos down to 3. Evening things up. 3 versus 4. It's still anybody's game. Great deflection by Tokos. Returns the favor with some serious heat. Still 3-4. Players from Human Targets waiting for some dodgeballs to come their way so they can start returning fire. Human Target lives up to his name and takes one in the shoulder. Match now evenly matched, 3 versus 3. Human Targets now down to 2 as Tokos knocks them down to 1. 1 player left. Can she win? Takes the ball on the foot for Tokos to win the first round of the match. All right, we're back for round 2 of match 10. Human Targets versus Tokos. Players have swapped sides. We have an offsides offense. Anticipated the whistle. All right, they're out for the line. And a few players are knocked out for Human Targets. Tokos now on the left side and Human Targets on the right. Already Tokos takes the lead. Knocking the Human Targets down to just 7 players. Seriously fancy footwork going on here as players dodge, dip, dive, and dodge around these dodgeballs. Excellent catch by a player on the right. Brings a player back in, evening the player count back up. So that seems to be what happens. If you catch it when you're behind the line, you are out. You can walk behind the line, but if you catch the ball behind the line, you're out. Knocks Human Targets down to just 3 players, now down to 2. Two versus 7. Human Targets losing the first round. Can they stay in and make a comeback? It's a true underdog story. These players know that in dodgeball, winning is everything. She knocks herself out. We're down to just one. He was across the line. He got tagged out first, so human targets are one versus everyone. Catches it, brings one back in. Back from the brink of destruction. Right as he comes in, he's tagged out. Oh, he has 5 seconds when he first comes in, so he's got invulnerability mode on for a few seconds. Even targets with 2 versus 6. Still anybody's game. Quite the upset there. Oh, quite some zing on that ball. Dodges one and deflects another right at the same time, keeping 2 players in. Action's moved up to the center line, trying to bring those balls home.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I was on the ball and they were like, no, I'm this, I'm not picking up.
With barely any effort at all, our players on the right are able to avoid all impact. Tags the player on the left out. And he's out. Back down to 1. 1 versus 4. Human targets holding their own. This player must be getting tired. He's been in for quite a while. It was down to just him before. Goes for the money ball.
Or get further away, that was overshot.
All of the players for Tokos have ammunition. Oh! Hit his hands and then his head and tag him out.
We gotta start winning. We finally got 10. Hey,
Tokos wins 2 in a row to cinch round 10. All right, we are back. Match 11. Got your 6 on the right versus Hit Squad on the left. Already some players are called out right after the whistle. Hit Squad was just playing 2 matches ago. They've got to be tired. First time we've seen Got Your 6 here in the East Gym. They all look well rested and energetic, ready to put the hurt on the Hit Squad. Yet the Hit Squad is undaunted in the face of these behemoths. And Got Your 6 makes a catch, knocking out a player of the Hit Squad. Hit Squad tries to catch the ball one-handed and doesn't quite manage it. Down to 6 versus 8 for Got Your 6. Fancy footwork from the Hit Squad as they jump around and dodge past all the balls. Hit Squad makes a solid connection to the player on the right, knocking him out, evening up the odds. Player on the right makes a catch, bringing his team member back in and knocking a player from the Hit Squad out. And then Hit Squad returns the favor, bringing one of their own players back. This brings Hit Squad up to 6. Got Your 6 drops down to 5. That quickly it can turn around. Zings went out and catches Captain America right in the chest. He's knocked out of the game. 6 versus 4. Hit Squad with the advantage. Squad giving it their all. Starting to get late into the tournament. This means these guys need to win as many games as they can if they want to move on to the finals. Got your 6, loses a player, loses 2, loses 3, one after the other. Hit Squad taking advantage of the distraction, and he takes a headshot. It was a face shot. He's still in. Once again, grateful for the opportunity to get hit in the face because it keeps him in the game. One versus everyone. Oh, goes for the money ball. Hit Squad catches it, knocking him out regardless. Round 1 of match 10 goes to the Hit Squad over Got Your 6th. All right, we're back for round 2 of match 11. Got Your 6 versus the Hit Squad. Got Your 6 on the left, Hit Squad now on the right to eliminate home field advantage. Right off the bat, we've got a player knocked out on both sides of the line. Hit Squad was able to squeak out the win over Got Your 6 for round 1. If they win again, they will move on to the next round of play. Got Your 6 has their work cut out for them, and they know it. But they're definitely up to the challenge. These are precision-tuned machines, expertly trained athletes on both sides of the line. Dodgeballs flying furiously back and forth. Neither side able to make a connection. We have a pinch hitter from the Squirtle Squad in on the Hit Squad. I guess the important word here is squad. Ref makes a call. Player on the Hit Squad is out. 6 players remaining for Got Your 6th versus 7 for Hit Squad. Got Your 6 dancing deftly around the damaging incoming dodgeballs. Player on the left gets knocked out, not quite deft enough in his dodgeball dance. 5 versus 7, Hit Squad with the lead. Hit Squad makes a catch, bringing their numbers up to 8, knocking a player of Got Your 6 out. They are now down 4 versus 8. Still anybody's game. The audience is growing quiet with anticipation. You can see them on the edge of their seats, fingernails clawing into the plastic as they wonder who's going to come out on top of this match. Hit Squad acting together, living up to their name. Tags a player out. And now Got Your 6 is down to 1. And he's out. That gives Hit Squad the win in round 11 over Got Your 6. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for round 12, Smash Fork Recreation Thanksgiving Dodgeball Tournament, sponsored by the Pizza Factory. Up next, we have Aspen Heights on the left versus Squirtle Squad on the right. And they're out for the line. A few dodgeballs past the line and knock a few players out on the left. Squirtle Squad is down 1, and Aspen Heights down 2. They remember Squirtle Squad from earlier in the night. We've seen them twice now, winning both of the matches that they've played already. Aspen Heights has their work cut out for them. Squirtle Squad knows their way around a dodgeball. Aspen Heights down to 6. Squirtle Squad standing strong at 8. Oh, now down to 7. No, still at 8. Just have an extra player. Squirtle Squad taking their time to size up their opponents. Aspen Heights loses another player. down to 4. Players on the Squirrel Squad anxious to get that purple ball. Aspen Heights thought they had an out on the Squirtle Squad, but it bounced off and the other player caught it, knocking himself out. Nice dodge. Aspen Heights loses a player to a finger touch, down to 2 after some impressive dodgeball dodging by our player with the glasses. 2 versus 8. Player in the long sleeves not afraid to take it to the ground. He's safe. Truly embracing the 5 Ds of dodgeball. Dodge, step, duck, and dive, and dodge. We're down to 1. Aspen Heights versus pretty much everybody on their whole team. And he's out. Well fought, hard played. Squirtle Squad takes round 1 of match 12. All right, we're back for round 2, match 12. Aspen Heights versus Squirtle Squad. Squirtle Squad on camera right now on the left side of the court. Aspen Heights on the right. Squirtle Squad cinched the win for round 1. Squirtle Squad takes full advantage of the whistle and secures every single dodgeball with a massive blast of fire. They managed to knock out 1 player from Aspen Heights. Squirtle Squad exhibiting some fancy footwork as they coordinated footwork as they jump over incoming dodgeballs. Returning fire to knock another player out on Aspen Heights. Several fake out throws. Squirtle Squad knocks a player out and then in turn takes one in the feet to be knocked out. Ref called him in. For some reason, players getting heated this late in the game. Everybody wants to win. But regardless, we're all still in good spirits. Players are here having a great time, and we're all just having fun together. That's the true glory of dodgeball, is the sense of community you see from all these players and the audience members and the bleachers. Still, we know that while winning is everything, winning's not everything. Ref calls a timeout. Ref ejects a player. And brings the player back in. Not quite sure what happened, but we'll get it on the instant replay. 6 players on the left, 5 players on the right. Squirtle Squad giving it their all. Aspen Heights also playing their hardest. Sometimes you have to eat your pride and just listen to what the ref says, even if you think you're right. 6 versus 3, Squirtle Squad is up. Aspen Heights not worried. Aspen Heights has got some deft players dodging right around those balls. Squirtle Squad with a deflection and returns fire, knocks Aspen Heights down to just 2 players left on the court. Squirtle Squad fails to capitalize. Aspen Heights knocks a player out, bringing Squirtle Squad down to 5. Odds still heavily stacked against them. Nice deflection. He's got a ball in each hand. You have to wonder if his knees are weak, his palms are sweaty, his arms are heavy. He's only got one chance, one opportunity to stay in the game. 2 versus 5. Down to 1 versus 6. Goes for the money ball and gets tagged out. Squirtle Squad secures the win against Aspen Heights for round 12. All right, we're back for match 13. Dodge This versus Human Targets. Dodge This on the left, Human Targets on the right. Both of these are teams that we've seen before, both crafted from expertly honed players. Starting to get late in the evening. These teams have been fighting tooth and nail, both against each other and against other teams. There can only be one winner. Human Targets off to an early lead, knocking out 2 players on the left, only 1 on the right. Dodge This not amused, returning fire in an attempt to whittle down the numbers. Dodge This down to 5. Human Targets at full strength. And down 1. All right, Dodge This secures a catch, knocks out a teammate from Human Targets and brings one of their own back in, evening up the numbers just a little bit. Is it going to be enough? We'll see. Human Targets loses another player to an expert throw from Dodge This. Dodge This with another catch, bring another player in. And Human Targets down to just 4 players. Human Targets back up to 6. Excuse me, Dodge This back up to 6. Human Targets undaunted, returns fire, and gets knocked out by a cop ball. 3 versus 7. 2 versus 7. Well, maybe not. And she catches the ball in the and is knocked out. Now we're 2 versus 7. Catches the ball with the tip of his finger and is knocked out of play. Down 1 versus everyone, and she's out. Human Targets knocked out of the first round of the match. Dodge This takes the win for round 1. All right, we're back for round 2 of match 13. Dodge This on the right, Human Targets on the left. Dodge This took the win last round. Players over the line. Human Targets is already down 2. Human Targets also has all the ammunition right now. Let's see if they can capitalize on that investment. Dodge This catches a ball, but there's no players to bring back in. So they just knock a opposing player out. Human Targets with most of the dodgeballs in hand. If they can concentrate their efforts, coordinate fire against a small group of opposing players, they might be able to knock them out. The key strategy is disorienting the other players Dodge this, knocks out a member of Human Targets, and they're still at full strength. Dodge this, catches another ball. Contested call by the ref, but they sort it out, and Human Targets remains at 5 players. Dodge this, down just 1. Human Targets down 1 as he takes it in the hand. Human Targets down to 3 players, and now down to 2. Down to 1 from a call on the ref. She goes for the mini ball, misses, and Dodge just catches it for the win. Dodge this wins round 13. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for match 14 of the Spanish Fork Recreation Thanksgiving Dodgeball Tournament, sponsored by the Pizza Factory. Up next, we've got Dodge Fathers on the right versus Got Your Six on the left. Flurry of dodgeballs right off the line. Knocks several players out from both sides. Then a lull in the action as players size up their options. You can feel the tension in the air as we get late into the tournament. Both teams giving it their all so they can make it into bracket play and try to win that coveted t-shirt. Players the world over come to compete in this competition, but there can only be one winning team. That's the nice thing about dodgeball, is really it's a melting pot. You have players of all ages, although most of them are probably older than 12. Really, you have to be a little older because you can't get years and years of hard training and dedication unless you've got years and years under your belt. 6 players on the right versus 5 on the left. Back down to 4. Got your 6th. With a nice deflection, holding their own against the Dodge Fathers. Ref makes a call. Player from the Dodge Fathers is tagged out with a hit to the arm. 5 versus 4, great deflections by the team on the left. Player on the right takes a dodgeball to the foot and, doing the honorable thing, leaves the court. 3 versus 5. Still anybody's game in this beautiful sport we call dodgeball. Nice catch by Got Your 6. Brings a player back in, knocks one out from Dodge Fathers. Evening up the score 4-4. And a catch on the right brings it back down 5-3. Got Your 6 dancing out of the way of the dodgeball like it ain't no big thing. And Dodge Fathers takes a dodgeball to the thigh and he's out. 3 versus 4, could still go anyway. Oh, so close, almost over the line, but not quite. Fails to deliver a connection, and the teams are still 3-4. And a solid catch by the Dodge Fathers. whittles got your 6 down to 2, and it brings Dodgefathers up to 5. Things are not looking good for Got Your 6th, but they don't seem worried. They've trained for this. Ref calls him out over the line, and we're down 1-5, 1-4. And he's out. Dodgefathers takes the win for round 1 of match 14. All right, we're back for round 2 of match 14. Dodgefathers on the left, Got Your 6 on the right. Dodgefathers cinching the win for round 1. Got Your 6 has really got to play hard if they want to stay in the competition. Already down 1 on each side. Both teams taking good advantage of grabbing the balls off the line. Got Your 6 knocked down 2 players. Dodgefathers pressing their advantage. They're down another one. Now down 3. It may seem like our players are starting to get tired this late in the night, taking a little longer to make their dodgeball throws, but really they're just calculating their tactical advantage over their enemies. Definitely don't want to rush into things. You got to think it through. Fortunately, these precision-tuned athletes can think at incredible speeds and are able to make intense calculations about where these dodgeballs are going to go and who they're going to impact faster than most normal humans can even think. Really got to start training at a young age, train for years to be able to get to this competitive level. Players on the left dropping quickly. 4 versus 7 on the right. 6. 8 on the right. Player on the right is able to expertly dodge around the balls. And knocks a player on the left right back out. Dodgefathers down to 3 versus the numerically superior Got Your 6th. This could be good news for Got Your 6, who failed to clinch the win for round 1. If they are able to win round 2, we'll go to round 3 for the tiebreaker. Nice catch by the Dodgefathers, brings the player back in. And he's knocked right back out. Tries to make the catch and doesn't quite make it. I've seen training videos, some of these dodgeball players slather these balls with butter to make it harder for them to catch it while they're practicing. For some of them, you can tell that that extra effort in the off season has really paid off. 4-4, we get a catch on the right, which brings it up to 6 versus 3 on the left. Furious exchange of dodgeballs. Player on the left tries to make a catch and doesn't. The other one gets hit in the shin. We're down to 1. Can he hold his own? Goes for the money ball, not quite. Can't believe how difficult it is to actually make that money ball. Goes for the money ball shot, gets tagged out by the team on the right. Got Your 6th. Takes round 2, which means we'll go for a tiebreaker round. All right, we are back for round 3 of match 14. Dodgefathers versus Got Your 6. Got Your 6 on the left side of your screen. Dodgefathers on the right. Each team is 1-1 round. Had a head-to-head just there. Both players tagged each other out on the line. It's a great acclaim from the audience. Either of these teams could go on in the brackets. both of them having 1 win under their belts. Dodgeball's flying with extreme fury. Seven players remain for each side. Guy your 6 makes a catch, brings a teammate back in. Knocking Dodgefathers down to just 6 versus their 8. Oh, goes for the catch and tags 2 people out. Giving Guy your 6 a decided advantage. Dodgefathers down to just 4, now down to 3. Great deflection by Guy your 6th. Three players remaining for the Dodgefathers. Some of the best play we've seen from Got Your 6 tonight. These guys are really getting amped up. Tries to jump it, can't quite make it high enough. Arms up and surrender, don't hit me. 6 versus 4. Got your 6th with the advantage now, 5 versus 4. The advantage gone that quickly. Four versus 3. Players dropping like flies on both sides. Now it's 3 versus 3, evenly matched once again. Who will be the victor? Three versus 2. Dodgefathers whittled down. Got your 6, also in a precarious position. Either team could still pull out the win. Both sides taking a moment to size up their options. Dodgeball's flying with extreme force. Goes for the catch, misses. Evenly matched at 2-2. Swing and a miss. Dodgeball after dodgeball, seeking to find contact and missing. Dodgefathers now down to 1. They call it as an out, giving the win to Got Your 6th with a hit to the foot. Got Your 6 takes round 14. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for match 15. Squirtle Squad versus Tokos, and they're off to the line. Squirtle Squad on the right and Tokos on the left. This is the last match of regular play before we go into our bracket play for a tournament to decide the winners. Squirtle Squad gets 2 knocked out right off the bat. They're down 4. Squirtle Squad tried to sneak a player, but he didn't quite fly. 9 players left on the left. 5 left on the right. Squirtle Squad evening out the odds, knocking 2 players back out. And then losing 1 more. Down to 3 versus 7. Doesn't really matter. The Squirtle Squad can maybe bring it back. I guess we'll see. Only time will tell. Squirtle Squad down to 2 despite some impressive acrobatics from one of their teammates. With the catch on the right, Squirtle Squad brings the teammate back in. Tokos down 1. Five versus 3. It's still anybody's game. Refs making a clarifying call, sending a player back out. 5 versus 3. Might remember Tokos from round 10 when they took the win over Human Targets. Squirtle Squad with several wins tonight. Down to 1. 1 versus 4. Can he hold them off? 1 minute on the clock. Makes the catch and brings the player back in. Clock stops and we go back to regular play. Now 3-2. Squirtle Squad could make the comeback. But Tokos could clinch the win. Two versus 2. Squirtle Squad turns the tides, and now they're up 3 versus 1. And makes the catch. Squirtle Squad wins the round here in match 15. All right, we are back for round 2 of match 15 with extra commentator. Welcome, Travis.
Hey, Dan, how you doing?
Very well. We got Squirtle Squad here versus Tokos. Squirtle Squad took the first round for this match.
So I have to say, while they are just beginning this match, I was filming City Council, a live broadcast of City Council. This is much more entertaining. I wish they would have dodgeballs in City Council.
That would totally give a different spin to City Council meetings. I would watch that.
So what kind of techniques? You've seen both of these teams playing all evening. Are there any techniques that you feel are just helping these teams move forward?
Oh, definitely. Both of these teams have showed several different uses of interesting techniques. I've seen from Squirtle Squad here on the left, we've had some of the dip, dodge, duck, and dive dodge moves employed to the nth degree. We've got a player over here with the yellow that this guy is so nimble. He can jump. He almost did the splits. I've seen people throwing balls behind them, under themselves, backhanded throws, overhand throws, underhanded throws from both sides. And really, when you get this late in the tournament, both of these teams are definitely expert competitive teams. And you know that these guys have trained for years to be in tip physical condition to be here and cinch this competition.
Now, I've heard that the Squirtle Squad have actually hired people from the Middle East to help them stay focused and really help them have that Zen-like concentration. What have you? And one almost just hit me right in my beautiful face. That was frickin' awesome.
Dodgeball deflected from the team back up into the audience, almost takes out our commentator. Would have been one for the record books, folks. Yeah, these guys definitely have a concentrated team effort going on here, and you can tell that they are really able to zone out and get their zen on. That or they might just be tired.
Well, it looks like the Tokos are moving in for a defensive move here.
Concentrated fire, 4 of them firing all at once, but they fail to connect. Oh, they get 1 out.
They connected with 1.
Players from the left side returning fire.
What I'm also noticing is a lot of the moral support that's also in the stands.
Oh, absolutely. The audience really gets into it. These players really couldn't do it without the support of their friends and family. I mean, it takes so much time and energy becoming a peak dodgeball competitor that without those loved ones behind you, there's just no way you could do it.
And it looks like 2 more are off on the right side.
We're down to 1. That starts the 1-minute clock. And he's out, but he tags somebody out at the same time.
Oh, it looks like there is a dispute against the referees.
Refs are clarifying the rules. They're both out. Means Squirtle Squad takes the win over the Tokos, and that's the match. So we'll be back here soon to start bracket play and find our winner. Squirtle Squad winning round 15. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for our first round of bracket play. Swolgers versus Tokos in the Spanish Fork Recreation Thanksgiving Dodgeball Tournament, sponsored by the Pizza Factory.
Dan, you can really see the energy in these guys. Before, as they were walking onto the court, they were kind of walking slow, methodically, but once the whistle goes off, you can just feel the energy.
Yeah, they just come alive. It's like they're different people. They go into beast mode, you know. They're slow and methodical. They're thinking, what do I got to do? And then as soon as that whistle blows, all bets are off.
Well, it looks like another one on Tacos.
I believe we got Swolgers on the left and Tokos on the right.
And Swolgers are a returning champion of this Thanksgiving
Dodgeball tournament.
Looks like another move on. Oh, Tokos
Already-
is out.
Already Tokos down to 3 players versus 9 on the Swolgers side.
Oh, an
These guys are
overhead
making
shot. Oh, it
quick
looks like
work.
it's going back over.
This could be a short match, Travis. Of course, we've seen this before where the team will
And
get
a
all the way
ball
down to
in
1 or
the
2.
Audience.
Yeah, right out in here. This time it didn't go for your head, though.
You know, it's the simple things in life, Dan. It's the simple things in life.
Absolutely. Count
That
your
was a-
blessings.
That was a great deflective move and another out for Tokos. Soldiers are definitely in the lead with only one player out.
He's got his work cut out for him. We've got the 1 minute clock. If they can't tag him out within that 1 minute, things will look better for him.
You do have to give it up. Mark Resch, he is, oh, it looks like a catch.
It's back up to 2. Oh,
And
down
it
to
is the
1.
1 minute clock down.
Yeah, down to 1.
Mark Resch with Parks
Oh,
and
and
Rec
he takes
does
it.
run a tight ship. He's dedicated, and I really feel that he has brought this dodgeball tournament out of the dark ages within the last couple of years.
Absolutely. Past few years, I've been fortunate enough to come over and color commentate on this, and he just does a great job every year. It's such a cool experience to come and witness everybody coming together and having fun, feel the competitive spirit, but he does a good job of keeping people from getting too over the top and just making sure that it stays fun and light and everybody has a great time.
Absolutely. It looks like the Swolgers are now on our right.
Yeah, and they took the first round, chipping away quite handily.
It looks like our
Against Tokos.
ref in training on the left, placing enough balls in the court.
Yeah, he's been getting put through his paces now. He's doing a great job.
Start him young, as I say.
Absolutely, you got to. It takes years to learn the skills. All right, they're out for the line. Who's going to take full advantage?
Oh.
Swolgers knocking out 1 player. Tokos returning the favor,
Oh, the 2 are out on
dropping out
Swolgers.
2. Tokos coming back with renewed vigor after they lost the first round.
Now, Dan, there is something to say. When you are hit by a dodgeball, there are moments where players, they debate. But when you're out there in the thick of things, in the heat of the moment, sometimes you really don't know if you were hit or you weren't. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, you kind of get that fog of war going on where your adrenaline and everything is just focused on sending those balls down range against your opponents. You might get hit and not even feel it. And so that's part of why we have the refs' careful eye to be able to keep the game fair, because it's not that any of these players are going to be dishonest, but they might genuinely not realize that they got tagged.
I envy over here on Tokos in the black shirt, white emblem. He looks to be about 7 feet tall, 350 pounds. He jumped about 4 feet in the air just barely.
Definitely. I'm pretty sure he was a professional linebacker before that, and he realized there just wasn't any money in pro football, so he's here playing competitive dodgeball tonight.
I wonder if there's any charities going on tonight. We'll look into that in between the tournament.
It's just nice to see somebody that's got their priorities in order.
Well, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like a
5 to 6.
It's been a pretty even game so
Even
far.
match. Yeah, Tokos is really bringing the thunder this time around. They got knocked out pretty quick last round, but they know that if they don't take this round and force a tiebreaker, that they're out of the tournament. No pressure, Tokos. No pressure.
Swolgers are aiming for the head, and I envy that because you know what? You go in all.
Well, they say you aim small, you miss small, but the one disadvantage is that headshots don't count in dodgeball. You can hit them all you want, but if it's a headshot, they get to stay in, and then you just feel dumb, I guess.
And if you remember the 1996 dodgeball tournament ended in tragedy.
Oh, man, one for the record books. We can all definitely take a lesson from those experiences.
Hashtag 1996.
For those kids too young to remember 1996, it was a dark time in dodgeball. Reinvented the sport completely. Look it up. 4 on the left versus 5 on the right. It's still anybody's game.
No, there's a little bit of a dispute.
Players are getting a little.
Tokos and Soldiers are disputing whether or not a player is in.
Ref makes a call, tells him to quit arguing.
Looks like
Get
a
back to the
referee.
game.
Absolutely. Bless his heart. We're here to see balls fly, not chit-chat.
Our referee is definitely a gentle giant, but he knows when to put his foot down. 4 on the left versus 4 on the right. In previous years, we've had the purple ball was the only money ball. Last year, they changed the rules because it was a little too hard that any ball could be a money ball. If you know what the money ball is, it's when there's one player left on a team. If he makes a basket, gets to bring his whole team back in.
Uh-oh. Sounds like Tokos are back-talking the referees. They better be careful or else they may be eliminated.
Could get disqualified. Swolgers goes for the catch and misses it. Down to 2. That quickly.
And it looks like 4-3.
Oh. Now he's taking his time walking off.
And
down to
4-2. Tokos are creating.
Goes for a concentrated fire in effect, but
It's
misses.
always amazing that when they shift their bodies, they become about 2 inches thin, and those balls just
go
pass
right around
through
him. I wish that was a skill I could master. It might be something
Great
you're born with.
deflection on Swolgers.
Goes for the
and it
deflection
looks
and
like
misses.
3-2. 2 on 2.
Soldiers making a serious comeback, evening the odds back up.
Oh,
Tags him out and stays in.
good
1
job,
to 2.
Swolgers.
So the money ball we mentioned earlier, this is when that comes into effect. If crowd definitely getting into it. Oh, goes for the catch and misses.
Swolgers are moving on.
And Swolgers takes the bracket. Congratulations to Swolgers. They will face off against Super Duper in our next round of play. All right, we are back for bracket round 2, East Chimp Spanish Fork Recreation Thanksgiving Dodgeball Tournament. With me is the ever-charming and ever-handsome Travis.
And it looks like the Swolgers are on the right. It is an immediate play after their last match.
Yeah, these guys didn't get a break. They're facing off against Super Duper. If you remember, Super Duper won several rounds earlier, which brings them up into bracket play.
And it looks like everyone's just evening out. Swolgers are taking their time. They're creating a type of strategy, and we'll see how it goes.
That's one thing we've had to talk about several times tonight is how
And it
much,
looks like it paid off. They got 1 player.
Yeah, you definitely got
One.
to strategize with your teammates. And if you can concentrate your fire, with lots of dodgeballs going at one person, he has nowhere to go.
And I think it was Super Duper's, really they clumped together, and that's dangerous.
Yeah, you got to stay spread out. You're just asking for trouble.
And a nice deflection on Swolger's part. Super Duper, they're strategizing as well, but I don't see a lot of communication on their part.
Yeah, they seem a little less organized, but it could all be part of their plan to confuse the Swolgers into underestimating their ability.
Oh, and it looks like a missed catch.
Almost got the catch, but not quite. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're having fun watching this at home, you really have to be here. Coming out and check it out. There's so much energy in the crowd. Everybody's just having a great time. It's so loud in here, you can't even hear the players almost.
And Wolfman, this is a game that you can play at home. You
Absolutely.
can throw any type of ball at anybody, but just don't do the headshot.
Right.
It's
don't
a
go for the
family
headshot.
activity.
Well, and if you hearken back to the great dodgeball trainers of old, they tell you if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. So even if you don't have a ball, you can practice at home. And that's really how a lot of these players got their start, is at home with their dad, who maybe has had a few too and throws a wrench, and they're like, I could be a professional dodgeball player. So thanks, Dad.
My mom should have been a professional dodgeball player.
Right.
Thank you, Mom.
It's nice these things that our parents can pass down to us.
Well, it looks like Swolgers are moving forward on the defensive, but Super
5
Duper,
versus
they're
6.
taking a little bit of time. Yeah, it looks like it's all for naught. Deflected.
Almost over the line, but not quite.
Oh, and it
foot
looks
comes
like
down
out on
just on the
Swolgers.
inside. That was close. He put a little bit of pepper on that. That had some zing.
And it looks like a catch.
And he catches it.
Oh, and it was out of bounds.
Oh, he caught it out of bounds, so he's out.
Super Duper are arguing with Mark.
Out of bounds catch.
It's an out of bounds call.
Got to catch it in the lines. Now, just a reminder, some of these players might seem confused about the rules, but everybody is told up front what the rules are. It is easy, however, to kind of forget in the heat of the moment.
Well, it looks like Super Duper thought they were coming out of clear, but they did have a headshot. And it looks like
They're down to 4. 4 versus 2. Swolgers have got their work cut out for them right now.
Super Duper is arguing with the referees. With a headshot.
We'll have to go back to the instant replay to verify, but I think the judge made the right call.
And you know what? I don't even need to see the replay. And it's down to 1, 4-1.
Swolgers versus Super Dupers. Swolgers holding their own with 1 player left. Most of the dodgeballs accumulating on his side of the court. Now has all of them,
And
can
it
use
looks
them
like
to
the
his
1 minute call
advantage.
time's
Can he
going
make
on.
the money ball? Oh, he doesn't go for it. Travis, in all of your long years doing dodgeball, have you ever seen a money ball make a basket?
I have actually. Last year, it was the last match of the tournament.
Oh, wow.
And I do believe it was Swolgers against some other team whose name I don't recall at this period of time because, you know.
They didn't win.
It's a year later. And
Oh. And they make the catch, knocking the Swolgers out. Super Duper takes round 1 against the Swolgers. All right, we're back for round 2 of our second round of bracket play. Swolgers versus Super Duper.
Swolgers are taking the line.
They took the whole line. They're on the left side of your screen for our viewers at home.
Super Duper's playing it safe because in the last match, there was some clarification needed about catching the ball outside of bounds, inbounds, head shots, deflecting shots, tying your shoelaces with Velcro. There was just a lot of confusion, so the referees did take some time, and it looks like Super Duper's paying it off. They're playing it safe.
Yeah, you know, and it's actually a nice teachable moment for all of us who maybe we need to be reminded about some of the rules, and sometimes it's a good opportunity for us that might not be as up to speed on some of these pro athletes of what's going on for the ref to be able to take that moment.
And it's okay for the athletes to question the rules because the Dodgeball League, they're always reviewing from New York.
Nice
and it
catch
looks like a catch
by Super
Christian
Duper, knocks a player out on the left. These players are really giving it their all. If Super Duper wins this match, they'll go on to compete for the championship. Swolgers has really got their work cut out for them now.
Soldiers are moving toward the line. They're eyeing a couple of key players on Super Duper.
They've got most of the ammunition. They need to strategize and focus their efforts, whittle some of those players down 1 by 1.
The balls are on the left side. Soldiers are eyeing players that are a threat. I think it's the guy with the hat.
Definitely the biggest threat right now. Although Dilly Dilly's got the purple ball, and as we know, the purple ball hits harder and throws faster than all the other balls.
And it looks like a catch was missed, and players are off on Super Duper.
Super Duper makes the catch after a reflection, knocks a player out, brings one of their players back in, and they now have the numeric advantage over the Swolgers. Can they maximize that effort? What do you think, Travis?
And it looks like the referees are telling Swolger. We have 5 on the left, and the majority on Super Duper's team. They are in a great lead.
We've seen dire straits like this before, and teams have managed to come back. Swolgers has a reputation to uphold, so we'll see. They're already down 1 round. They really can't leave anything behind right now.
And it looks like Super Duper is moving to the line.
Shortening up the distance they have to throw and maximizing the impact those balls will make.
Oh, and it looks like out on
It's
Super
hitting the
Duper.
leg and he's out. Not sure why he tried to catch it with his leg. Maybe that's a technique I haven't seen before. But that's why they're the pro athletes and I'm just a commentator.
Well, you know, I have thighs of steel, but I would never try in a dodgeball tournament. Oh, and
Catches
off
it
the
with
chest for
his
Super
chest. Well,
Duper.
he doesn't catch it. Soldiers evening out the line. Oh,
and
they
off the
drop one off the
shoulder.
catch.
Soldiers with 2 on Soldiers. They are clearing Super Duper's line.
2 versus 5. It's still anybody's game.
I'm noticing this guy in Super Duper here in the blue in the shorts. He has this crazy jump in the air, run like a Looney Tunes character, and then he just chucks it about 105 miles an hour. It is a technique that I have never seen.
Oh,
And
man.
Soldiers are out.
Soldiers are knocked out of competitive play. Super Duper will advance to the final round of the competition.
I'm excited. We're going to see more of those Looney Tune moves. I'm very excited, Wolfman.
I've never seen anybody defy gravity the way they do. It's amazing.
They're Super Duper.
Well said. All right, Travis, we are back. The ref is getting everybody lined up for our final round of competitive play. We've got Super Duper versus Squirtle Squad. Whoever takes this is going to be our champions for the 2018 Spanish Fork Recreation Thanksgiving Dodgeball Tournament, brought to you by the Pizza Factory.
And if you notice, Joe, our referee, his back is currently toward us. He has a long heritage of sports, of coaching, of refereeing, and you can tell that he takes this very seriously. There's a lot riding on this match.
Oh, absolutely.
These players want to know that if they catch outside of the ball, out of bounds, in bounds, headshots, all of these little tiny minute things that our viewers may not even know exist in the league of dodgeball. He's setting the record straight, and you can tell that while one team is goofing off on the right, the team on the left, they're zoned, they're ready to go.
Yeah, and Joe definitely knows his business, so you can tell that he takes it seriously, and he should, because this is a serious sport. You know, these athletes train for years on end. They put in countless hours to be in the peak physical condition that they are in, so they can come compete at this high of a level.
Now, I've been filming a live broadcast of City Council. I came in late. What are the things that these players need to focus on? You've seen these teams play within the last several days of this tournament. What do each team need to do to pull through?
Well, I think it's going to come down to whoever practices the fundamentals the best. I mean, and those are the 5 Ds of dodgeball. Whichever team is better able to dodge, to duck, to dip, to dive, and to dodge, they're going to be the ones, if they put that hard into it and they pay attention to their fundamentals like anything in life, they're going to be the ones to come out on top.
And the Squirtle Squad has really proven that they are utilizing their dodging skills.
Oh, absolutely.
Because dodging is twice as more important than ducking, dipping, and diving.
Right, absolutely. That's why it gets mentioned twice. It's really the key to the whole game. I mean, it's not called duck ball or dip ball or dive ball.
Well, and it looks like the players are mounting on the wall.
Taking their sides of the field, the wooden lacquered field. Some people call it a court.
Now, a lot of people are wondering, Dan, I want to ask you this, Wolfman. Why should we even care about what's going on here today?
Well, we live in tumultuous times, and it's nice to be able to come to something like this. As a community, we've got members not just from our local community, but the world over that tune into this sport, to come and be a part of something like this, where you have finely honed athletes that have trained their whole lives and dedicated themselves to something, a cause better than just themselves, you know, and it's great to be able to partake in something like that.
It looks like Squirtle Squad launched, but a lot of the players held back. They don't want to risk any of this.
Super
And
Duper is already down one, down 2. Player on the Squirtle Squad gets tagged out. And this guy, Presswich, man, this man is athletic. It makes me wonder if he's a trapeze artist or something like that in the back in real life, because he can get some height. He proves that old adage, white men can't jump, wrong, because I've seen him clear like 4 or 5 feet.
Well, and it looks like Super Duper, they do take a lot of time in analyzing and debating the rules, but Squirtle Squad, they're very defensive.
Yeah,
and offensive.
They put out a great offense as well.
But not offensive.
Yeah, no.
This is a family game.
I'm pretty sure they've all showered, because I don't smell anything offensive.
And it looks like each team are just kind of eyeing each other, seeing
options.
which player that they should be aiming for. And then it looks like Super Duper is coming to the line.
Concentrated fire. All of them failed to connect. That was bewildering. That was quite the barrage of dodgeballs coming at their faces.
Looks like the balls are coming back on Squirtle's side.
Squirtle backing off the line to make the throw that much harder for Super Duper.
We currently have 3 out on Super Duper, 2 on Squirtle.
Still anybody's game, Travis. But I really expect to see the players giving it their all. This is the last round of
Oh, and it looks like another hit on Squirtle side. They are out, and 2 out. 2 out on Super Duper.
Audience is really getting into it. You can hear them piping in.
Oh, Squirtle are assembling. They are gathering their forces. And it looks like Super Duper are up on the firing squad line.
You might not know this, but it's perfectly legal to reach across the line. Guy on the white stepped across the line. Ref didn't catch it. He should have been out. I saw it. But
and it looks like Joe is saying 3 are out on Super Duper.
Down to 3. 3 left.
Oh, that's what that means. I got distracted by his rings.
They're pretty shiny.
They were handcrafted.
Yeah, each one representing a championship that he has refereed over.
Oh, and it looks like a player on Super Duper crossed the line.
Super Duper down to 2. Squirtle Squad still standing strong with 7 in the game.
But as you said, these players are determined, and this really still is anybody's game.
Absolutely.
These 3 Super Duper players. Oh, they're deflecting. No.
Oh.
And it looks like a. Oh, and it looks like a player is out on Super Duper. There is 1 left on Super Duper. Mark and Joe are.
1 minute, 1 versus everybody practically.
That was a great distraction on Squirtle's side. I was even frightened.
That's when it starts to get tense. If the wonder is.
And it looks like 1 out on.
Oh!
And it looks like Squirtle takes that match.
Squirtle takes
Super
the match.
Duper were debating that last play, but Mark and Joe, they run a tight ship, and we're moving on to the next match.
Absolutely.
Not next match.
Next round.
Next round.
Of the same match.
Why am I here? Why am I announcing, Wolfman? You need to teach me your ways.
Listen well, young Padawan.
I should go to the gym more so I look like Joe. I've got the shaved head.
Yeah, you got that going, the beard.
I got that going. It's
all right. Looks like we're getting ready to start round 2, Super Duper versus Squirtle Squad. Squirtle Squad took the win for the first round.
The referees are in place. Mark is making the final count. And here we go.
Off they go for the line. Oh, employing the ancient tactic of intimidation. Squirtle Squad screaming at their opponents, and it seemed to work because Squirtle Squad secured more of the dodgeballs by frightening their opponents away from the line.
It's an ancient tactic.
Absolutely.
Taught by Islanders, Scottish, and anyone who goes to Golden Corral.
Yeah, I think it's chapter 6 in The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
Well, and it looks like Super Duper, they are eyeing their opponents. They are moving to the line. You can tell that they are strategizing, but I don't need...
Timmy up. And serious volley of dodgeballs. Out. Ref calls him out. He gets tagged in the feet.
Out of bounds.
Squirtle Squad down 1. Down 2. Super Duper down 1.
Looks like Super Duper arguing. Oh, Mark has to calm him down. And it looks like Super Duper are trying to get any movement, any momentum they can.
At this point in the game, you have to think, well, why don't you just take what you got, you know?
And it looks like Super Duper are
throwing out some
taunting their
shade.
opponents.
Oh, and then
was
he
taunting
takes it
and he got out.
I think that's what they call instant karma. Squirtle Squad knocks another
One more
player
out
out.
on Super Duper. Squirtle out. And failed to connect on Super Duper.
Doesn't get the catch. So even though he dove for it, it's nice to see people willing to sacrifice the body to accomplish the goal.
Looks like Squirtle is moving to the line.
3 balls failed to
And
connect.
here's Super Duper.
Oh,
and
Squirtle Squad's tagged out.
and it looks like
Makes a
2
catch.
out and a catch for Squirtle.
Brings him right back in. Super Duper down
We
2.
currently have 4 on Super Duper side against, well, everybody.
4 versus 7 is not looking well for Super Duper.
They aimed for 1 player. That was a great strategy.
Absolutely. If
Look at
Super
that guy.
Duper-
6 feet, 400 pounds, jumping 7 feet in the air.
Pure
It is
muscle.
Amazing.
Pure muscle.
It hit him in the face. Joe is saying
Joe says
slide.
he's safe. If Super Duper can't clinch the win for this round, they're going to be out of the tournament, and we'll crown our new winners.
We all have to remember the 1996 headshot catastrophe.
Absolutely.
And a catch. It is one player.
Back in. Oh, he's out. Down
And
to
it looks
one.
like Super Duper is
Super Duper is in dire straits.
one player.
You know, this is the kind of thing that Disney movies are made about. When one player is left, everything's
Against-
on the line.
One player against 8.
Can he bring it back home? If he sinks that money ball, his whole team comes back in and changes all the rules.
But hopefully it's not like last year where they all get out in about 30 seconds. One ball out of one
Only
ball
one.
thrown. And it looks like Super Duper.
Ref calls good. Squirtle Squad takes the
Squirtle
win.
Squad.
Travis, rarely have I seen
Oh, and
such a display.
It's heated. It's heated.
Oh, they're
The ball
contesting
was
it.
caught. Oh, and it looks like
And that's the game.
That
Travis,
is the
rarely have I
game.
seen such a display of extreme sportsmanship. You just don't get this kind of stuff in the NFL. You got to come to
You have-
Spanish Fork City and watch the annual Dodgeball tournament to be able to see something so thrilling.
And you have to rein it out. You have to rein in your emotions. This is a family-friendly game.
Absolutely.
And it looks like both teams, they brought their game, and that was a very exciting showdown.
And that's something everybody here that played tonight can be proud of, knowing that they gave it their all. All their hard work wasn't for nothing. Nobody here goes home feeling like a loser, but only one team can take home those T-shirts.
That's true.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for the 2018 Spanish Fork Recreation Thanksgiving Dodgeball Tournament, hosted or brought to you by the Pizza Factory. Travis, thank you so much for joining me. It's been quite an event tonight. What do you think?
You know what? It has been wonderful. I came in late, but I was pleasantly surprised. There were twists and turns, and I'm excited to see what these athletes bring in the years to come. We are seeing a lot of promise with these teams.
Absolutely. It's something you just can't get anywhere else, and we're so grateful for the opportunity to partake in it. Hopefully you'll all join us again next year, and have a great Thanksgiving.
Wolfman, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Travis.